resistance, fighting not only against the Nigerian government, but against the world.
If you do not believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop.
Going to lower the flag of Nigeria and raise the flag of the United States of Biafra.
But look, social media, it is problem. When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It's not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But you know, as an my own oru, I am a rocha. You understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They closed the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. This close of border no work. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igboho? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. Crypto. Use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more in Anopia. You hear more kind of woo. When we are telling you, you don't know, no, we are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! I said, did you see the prayer? May God hardened the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek gods. I don't know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods. Medusa, they say Medusa is
if you do not believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop. God knows we can never stop until Biafra is restored. We are peace-loving people. We abhor death and killing of another soul. It's in our nature, that's how we are. But because of that, they have been coming and killing us all these years. We've kept quiet. They've been killing and killing and killing quiet. We have a case at the ICC. We have a case at Africa Union. We have a case at, what else again? Pending before the UN in New York. We've been to Geneva to tender our case. Before UN, till today, nothing. In fact, the more we complain to them, the more they come to abduct and rape our children, the more they come to kill us, the more they want to take over our land and our forests. And who told them that's going to be possible in our time? In a time, in a movement that I lead, you think you can come into our land and take it over? Oh dear. That means you don't know who we are. 30.
It's not by my power. But, as
lovers of freedom across the world, I welcome every one of you wherever you are watching us from. Please like and share this video. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. We are back again, once again, to give you some of the information that you need. A lot of deceit are out there. A lot of distraction are out there. And we must focus on the right thing and do not get distracted. That is why we are here today, to bring you updates on our morning program. As always, for those who were not able to connect in the morning, you can now connect and get the information that you need. Please like and share the program to all platforms. Remember, tomorrow, the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oraboze, is going to have a State of the Union address. So make sure you connect to the State of the Union address tomorrow. Also remember that the recruitment of the Liberation Army is done only online. There is no physical recruitment in Biafra land. Many people have applied, but interview have not yet been granted. Nobody has been recruited yet. Data are still being collected. There is no recruitment going on anywhere, and nobody charges you any money to be part of the Liberation Army. You don't pay any money. All you need to do is to apply through the email address. And when the time comes, after much verification and when the numbers are gotten, the interview will begin. The recruitment will start. If anybody is preaching propaganda and blackmail, telling you that people have been recruited or recruitment is going on, or that people are recruited and they were killed, all these are blatant lie. These are information come from the enemies of Biafra to distract you from supporting the United States of Biafra. The United States of Biafra needs your support, financial support, moral support, to make sure we can be able to build a formidable army that can stand for the United States of Biafra. Don't pay attention to the enemy's propaganda. If you pay attention to them, you will regret it. This is the time for us to fight, and fight with everything in us to win this battle. And we must win, no matter what the enemies are doing, no matter the propaganda and their blackmail. We will win this battle. Please, let us all stand up and do what we have to do, and do it the way we have to do it. Now, let's listen to the program of the morning for you to get more information and details and updates. Please pay attention. Don't forget, tomorrow is fundraising. Be in that fundraising, and Chukwu Kaba will bless you. Let us listen to the program. Go to the comment section and put down your comment, and make sure you share as you join so that others can get this information the same way you're getting it.
That Biafrans are scattered all over the state. And in every state in Nigeria, after the indigenous people, the next highest population is the Biafran people, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. After the indigenous people, the next population is the Biafran. And during census, they will count these Biafrans and join that state where they belong, where they are residing. They will count them and join that state where they are residing. And when they are sharing the resources, they share based on that calculation they did on that census. And now reducing the population of the people in Biafra land, more especially in the southeast. So when you hear this explanation, you understand that. That's why I say anytime when they call it the north is more populated than the south, north is more populated. When you check in that census, in their census they count, including the people who are residing there, and majority of those people are Biafrans. They say it by themselves that after the indigenous people in every state in Nigeria, the next highest population is the Biafran people, and they count them among those states during census. They use them to get allocation for themselves. They use them for it, but when it comes to other things, they relegate them to the background. I tell you, you have no right in that zone. These are one of the strategies and atrocities of the zoo. And except we get out of this contraption, this will never stop. This idiot knows about this. He is the one explaining it here in this conference. And yet, today, he is in forefront to perpetrate and progress the agenda of the Fulanis. What a shame. What a shame.
They leave. Imagine a state, and then population becomes basis for sharing the oil money in Abuja. When it is time for that, you count them in there, you don't ask for state of origin in the census. But then, you use also the population to get the allocations. But when it is time to share anything else, you remind them that they don't belong here, as the case may be. So there have been issues about citizenship question, and so on and so forth. So, in other words, this system, it's not just the Southeast or the Igbos that complain. It has not worked for Nigeria. And my thesis is that even if any government, including this one, just have all the political appointments from one village, my thesis is that the life of the average person in that village will not change. Just rewind it again, and think the other way. The last regime, we had an Ebele Azikiwe as president, we had secretary to government, we had minister of finance, and coordinating minister on the economy. We had all of this, deputy senate president, this, that, and so on and so forth. Most of the financial institutions headed by people from the Southeast. And yet, there is no motorable federal highway in Igbo land. This thing is an elite game, as far as I'm concerned. The issue of who and whatever and so on and so forth is not taking us anywhere. And unless we get to the heart of it. So, it seems that there is a consensus today. There is a consensus. If you take it much broadly, the North, so-called North, if you calculate the number of years they were in power, but essentially, poverty is still predominantly a northern phenomenon. So, that you control this and a few billionaires are made here and there and so on and so forth means absolute nothing. The ordinary man in Nigeria has not benefited, is getting worse off by the current system that we have. But there is a consensus now on restructuring. And in that case, Fodile would argue that Biafra becomes a metaphor for agitation by oppressed people for justice, equity, and...
This is where they corrupt this struggle. These idiots, these politicians, these criminals that use Biafra for their selfish interest, this is where they land. Whenever they tell you that Biafra is a metaphor for oppressed people. That is the interpretation they always give. Biafra is a country that existed before and continued to exist in our hearts. Biafra was a nation from 1967 to 1970, fought a brutal war. If you are not a Biafran, you can't know what it means to be a Biafran. Somebody from the north cannot come and tell me because he's oppressed, he's a Biafran. You are not. You don't know what it takes to be a Biafran. You don't know what it feels to be a Biafran. There was a time, this one they call Aisha, that Aisha, the activist, came out and said that we are all Biafrans. We are all Biafrans. You can't be, don't deceive us with those kind of nonsense and ideologies. Biafra is a metaphor for people who are oppressed. And before they will come, they will tell you Biafra is a thing of the mind. These are people working for the Zoological Republic with their criminal agendas. And this man is one of them. This is when he was preparing himself for what he's doing today. This is when he was late for. This was about 10 years ago or so. He was preparing himself for what is happening today. And when you hear him speak, look at how he started on that explanation he started. Identifying all the problems, all the atrocities committed against us. And yet, they are still the ones holding this very mantle for the caliphate, for the British to continue to extort the Biafran people. It is sad. Very, very sad. But we must continue.
Fairness. It hasn't worked for anybody. If you look at President Buhari recently said he also supports amendment of the Constitution or devolution. If you read the APC manifesto, it says, quote, as a change agent, APC intends to cleanse our closet to halt the dangerous drift of Nigeria to a failed state with a conscious plan for post-oil economy in Nigeria. To achieve this laudable program, APC government shall restructure the country, devolve power to the units with the best practices of federalism and eliminate unintended paralysis of the center. End of quote. This is the government in power that controls 23 states. This is the APC manifesto. So, and the Southern People's Assembly talk about the same thing. The Afenifere's position on the National Conference, if you read it, talks about the same thing. The National Conference report talks, supported by PDP, the same thing. So what is holding us? I must say the goal of this bit should be political stability and economic prosperity. In my view, a competitive federalism. We can write a book on this aspect of competitive federalism. Compared to the First Republic, when everybody had theirs, they had the resources, especially on revenue, a fiscal federalism. We've argued before, leave everybody their own thing, let them pay taxes to the center. This umbilical cord where Abuja will set wage for everybody all over the country, and so on and so forth. It was for a time when oil money paid for it, not anymore. Even in the US, you may have read about the governor of Maine, that the wife of the governor had to take a job in a restaurant to augment their income. Because given the state of Maine, the salary of the governor was not enough for them to survive on. And the wife had to take a job in a restaurant. The governor of Maine's salary cannot be the same as the mayor of New York, and so on and so forth. But here we've done all of this. Abuja controls it. Anyway, that's for another day. But what is holding us now, what I call as matter arising, is that the devil is in the details. Let the debate begin. What exactly do we mean by restructuring? The National Conference report, for example, is a beginning. But in my view, doesn't go much. It talks about creating more states, which misses the point. It's still more of the same. We are saying the ones that you have are not viable. 20-something states today cannot pay salaries. So what are we talking about? Or should we go back to the EQMS constitution, the proposal of 6 zonal structure as the federating units? What model of federation? Should we use the UAE and United Arab Emirates system, or which one are we going? Let us get to work and begin to think. Some people propose, and I agree, that we need a new constitution negotiated by the people of Nigeria. And my thesis is that if this is the only achievement of President Buhari, he would be greatest statesman ever in the mold of Abraham Lincoln. But we need to get this done. The people of Nigeria will have to get together and negotiate a new constitution for themselves.
ọ bụ na ịchọbụ ka anyị gbaa nwoke m ọtọ okooko anọ ọ bụ na ịchọbụ ka anyị gbaa ezigbote ọtọ, that means we ought to follow this statement, these things he's talking about, word by word or sentences by sentences. Because only Foku before, there are certain things he has said that really requires or debunking and putting him to shame, but as he continues, so a lot more things are coming up and we are not able to deal with it. But I guess maybe there's not much time to go through it. But what man, all deserve no it's about because his lies and deception, that brain, that manipulation, he thinks that he's too smart for the people. It's just unfortunate because even in Oku, none of it, nothing changed from when he was making these statements and when he became part of the government. Nothing has changed, and nothing is going to change. In fact, it has gotten worse. It has gotten worse because I believe that after this statement from him, they probably drawn him in and had a talk with him and make him to become one of them and eventually a governor, and he just obviously turned a different human being altogether. So that is just the sad part of it,
Of course, it was after this statement that he joined Muhammad Buhari and become part of their economic team.
Exactly. So and to become that member of the economic team, he must have gone through re-radicalization, because he's talking now like a radical that believes in objective development and everything, but at the end you just have to, like they say sometimes, if you can't beat them, you join them. So it's really sad that he's now in a way more worse situation than he was, because he's just playing the script of the Fulanis. That is the saddest part. The saddest part is that people don't know that Soludo is playing a script from the Fulanis. He is very, very savvy the way he's playing it, and got a lot of people believing it. That is really, really sad, So.
Yeah, the man is just opposite of everything he's saying here. That is why I'm playing the he's going to even say worst thing. You're going to see worst thing. He's going to say worst thing.
There's a word.
Trying to run it through. If there is any place we have to talk about or interject, you are free to. Post it and then we will talk about it.
Yeah, there's a language. There's a word he used. Compulsion. I overheard him use the word compulsion at the beginning when he said that more like there's no point trying to force like one Nigeria or the system, because that is what it's all about. That's what it is. They are forcing the system on people. They are forcing one Nigeria on people without giving people a chance. It's like the form of the strangest, or what would I wanted to say? The funniest part of what you can ever imagine, that you will deprive people opportunity to speak their mind, to even hear what they want. It's just say no, it doesn't matter. We don't care what you want. We're imposing on you what we want, not what you want. We don't even want to hear what you want. That is what is going on in Nigeria. And that was the position of Soludo when he used the word compulsion, because he knows deep down that Nigerian system is one imposed on the people. And as we speak today, nobody cares about that. P2P is perambulating around now as we speak. Jesus Christ. Bala Mohammed, we may come to Bala Mohammed is the guy.
Can I?
Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay, can I come a little bit? You know,
Wait, Christian, are you done? Just round up so that Greg will come in.
Well, okay, let him speak, because I wanted to, when I see these things, it's mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. P2B is going around with terrorists, a known terrorist. Bala Mohammed, he's one who said that under Buhari regime, they have a program to integrate the Fulani from the entire Sahel region into Nigeria. And this is the guy now telling P2B that it will become this because they are like, their back is against the wall. The Fulani's back is against the wall. We live in a different dispensation and their cup don't full. Oh, I'm telling you, if you see what's in there happen now with this American administration, their cup don't full. But okay, carry on, bro. Great. So
thank you, my brother Chris. And if you watch this man you call Soludo, you remember where he was making this statement. This statement, he made it during the time of 40 less
inauguration of
yes. So this was exactly who Soludo is. This is exactly who Soludo is. The point many people must understand in Nigeria and in that Biafra land, those people who give themselves to Nigeria government, who want to participate in Nigerian politics, there is things you must accept whether you like it or not. When Soludo was not in power, this is really whom Soludo is. Soludo believed in Biafra and non-Kanda's ideology. Soludo don't understand what the Igbo people are going through. But because he is a coward, because Soludo is a coward, he changed immediately he got to the power. Remember, when Soludo won governorship election in Anambra State, when he was inaugurated, Soludo inaugurated panel that will go and look if we actually want Biafra. I have not forgotten that. I don't know if some of you know when he did that.
Yes, I heard about it.
He appointed Bianco Ono. He appointed, there were about 7 or 6 people that he appointed. He said, I want this commission. I want them to go and let them go and discuss and know if indeed we want Biafra.
It was all deceit. It was all deceit.
Yeah. That was what happened when he won. So, but one thing you must understand in Nigeria is this. It means if you win election, then there is inner caucus. People like Ateze, people like Emeka Fordham, people like Peter Obidem, people like many of all these. They will call you and tell you what they want.
Yeah.
That this area is no-go area.
Exactly.
They will tell you that this area is no-go area. Let me give you an example. Look at what happened in Port Harcourt in this Ohanese election. They knew that guy that was supposed to do, that this guy that had been fighting for the Igbo cause, that they're trying to bring all the river people into Igbo communion, telling them telling the Kwere people that they are Igbo. He is the person who's standing with 100% support that he is an Igbo. Nobody will deny him Igbo origin. That man. He had been fighting. He fought with the what do you call him? The one that started Masop. Wazirike. He supported Wazirike. He did everything with Wazirike before Wazirike betrayed. So this man Uche is the person that is due to be this Ohanese president. So, but they knew that if that man happens to be honest president, that things will not go the way they want. What did they want? They pick the man that never even believed that he's an Igbo person. He was politically joined Ohaneze to get reverence in Igbo in Southeast. So he went and they picked him, and he come and they went Enugu against the rule of the Ohaneze constitution, because they know if they do it in Port Harcourt with the governor of River State that this Uche will be the Ohaneze president, they have to change it. All the eastern governors who never even attend Ohaneze meeting, majority of them said it happened in Enugu. They went to Enugu and do the election, and they installed the person they want. So that is what the crisis you see. So that if you win, and that person they will not change, they can never step on that position, whether you like it or not. So that's one thing you must understand with what is happening. So Soludo as a person, if you ask Soludo today, do you want Biafra? 100% he want Biafra, but he cannot stand to say it. He cannot stand it. And if he dare say it one day, the next day he will remove him, either by assassination or by anyhow. He must go. So that is one thing people must understand. And it would take, I don't know what it would take. Those people that can come and speak, even to ask the Tinubu, why not walk through going to what do you call it, a referendum as a governor? If any governor standing, if it's Soludo now, stand as an ambassador governor and start telling Soludo and start telling Tinubu to make sure that he raises issue of what do you call a referendum. Another governor join him. If there is two governors from the southeast, they start pushing for referendum to know if Biafra will work or it will not work. If you will see, this matter will come up. If not even from the Senate itself. If any governor, as an eastern governor, one or two of them start pushing for referendum, you will see how it will catapult. But they will not do it, because before you come in, they will tell you the areas you can never touch. That one is unnegotiable.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. You see, this kind of people, we do not want them. People like Soludo, we don't want them. We don't want them. These people are saboteurs. Very, very conqueror. Everything he has been saying, this man is not after Biafra. These are people who are selfish and self-centered. His own wickedness is even greater than that of Hobus of the man. It's more crafty. More wickedness than Hobus of the man.
Yeah, the craftiness. Yeah, craftiness.
Even if this man does not want to speak about Biafra, why is he attacking Biafra directly, not even in the secret? Directly. Is he not a governor in Niger State? Even though we don't trust them, he is focusing on his governance and doing what he has to do. He has not come openly to attack Biafra. People like this idiot have no excuse. He has never been. This is somebody who is just about his own self, about his own personal interest. It is about him and about him alone. It is about him alone. Even in the Anambra governance today, it's about him. From the very first day he entered, it is taxing Anambra people. A man that can come out and tell you that among all the kidnappers and the atrocities that are committed in the state, that everyone he has arrested are all Biafrans.
That is evil.
And he tell you that they are either from Enugu or from creating division. Introduced a very wicked. His own agenda is even more. Is more than at least Hopus of the world. We know where he stands.
Yeah.
Hopus of the world. But look at this man, masquerade. This is a man that must be unmasked.
Very deadly. How can't you see that?
Who is a Biafra? In this program, when we proceed, you will see how he was talking about the issue of Biafra. You are going to hear him.
So the massacre.
How dangerous this kind of a human being is. You must not trust them. You must not even listen to them. It doesn't matter what they do in the open. All this is fighting natives or fighting pastors. Absolute rubbish, nonsense.
Distraction, pure distraction. So The people that killed almost 30 or more in Ebonyi State, Soludo say that he has investigated that the kidnappers were Biafrans. But so in the Ebonyi or the Biafrans, it's been confirmed that they are Fulanis, that they are harbored in the bushes. But he doesn't want to talk about that. So this man is deadlier than you can ever imagine. Deadlier.
Even when we have people who have been kidnapped, they came out and testified.
Exactly.
The people that kidnapped them testify, and yet a governor will come out and tell you that every criminal he has arrested in his governance, every kidnapper he has arrested in his government, they are all Biafrans. What else can be more wicked than this? And these are the people that the world will come and interview about what is happening in Biafra land. Yeah. These are the people that the United Nations will expect to hear from.
Yeah. Because he's a governor. Bianca, oh no.
If Soludo was reasonable, if Soludo is a reasonable person, Bianco no is not supposed to be in this particular position. They put her in the present problem we have in the Eastern land concerning Biafra. If Soludo is a really good governor.
These people, both Bianco no, they are of the same category.
100%.
I wonder why people are looking onto Bianco no to support Biafra.
No, never.
Bianco no is a political wife of our eternal leader, Dim Odumugojuku. She was never in the picture during the issue of Biafra. Her father is a politician, has always been.
Exactly.
She's a political wife. How on earth would you expect her to be talking about the issue of Biafra? She was married. Oh no, eternally Ojukwu married her because of politics.
Exactly.
Married her because of politics. And that was why when they gave her appointment, do you hear what our Prime Minister said? Our Prime Minister said that you are a politician. We don't have time for you as long as you don't intervene to our issue.
Yeah.
We know you are a politician. We don't care about whatever you do. Pursue your political career where you pursue our step. We only have problem when you begin to intercept or intrude into our own discussion.
And she did. And she completely interfered and they coordinated.
Interfering is quite different.
She coordinated.
She come purposely to work against it. You know, when interferes is a completely different word. But when she came and she's working against it, that's her own particular assignment.
Yeah.
It's okay. Before I play, let me continue playing. But before I play, let's hear from our brother Akonyo with it. Let's hear him before. I'm not sure. Maybe he has been listening to the other videos we play and other things. So let's hear from Akonyo with it. Let's hear from you. Are you there?
I'm there. Good morning.
Good morning,
brother.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Yes, Uncle Chooks. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your contributions to this struggle. You know, anytime that our topic is diverted to the issues, the main issues, we always flow and it coordinates our minds to say things that are needed in the struggle. I will say my mind a bit, my understanding about our Igbo politicians. This video that you are playing now was made when Soludo concluded his service in the Central Bank of Nigeria when his tenure expired. Immediately his tenure expired. During that time that he was heading that central bank, he discovered that there is big money in politics and in governorship seat. There is very big money in it. Immediately he concluded as a CBN governor. Did you hear Soludo vie for any other political office, senator, or appointment, or ambassador? He started making his pace, calculating his step to achieve to him being the governor of Anambra State today. If you dig deep into his life, you will see many things he said. Even visiting Nnamdi Kanu on several occasions, hugging him, telling him that he's coming. It was during that visitation that he deceived the DOS to hand over ESN to him. So these are the things that our politicians are doing. Now let me take it up to Nigeria. No self-made in Igbo land that is not corrupt. Remember, apart from those people that fought the war, and if you look at all the people that fought the war genuinely, all of them left Nigeria immediately the war ended.
Exactly.
And they did not return.
No.
If they return, they only came for visitation. All of them left Nigeria. Now check the people that stayed back or went out a bit and came back. I think all of them, they are all corrupt.
I'm almost 400 for 360 something.
They are all corrupt. And the North is playing a very good politics. The North and West, they are playing a very smart and clean politics with Igbos. They will never let your governor, they will never let anybody that has no skeleton in his cupboard to be your governor, senator, anything, any political office that you fight, they will never let anybody that is pure to occupy that seat. Ask me why. Check the DSS boss. Check all the institution that is checking people. They are all being headed by Northerners. If you apply, they will check your record. Even those that moved from business to politics, they will check where you have defaulted, how they will rope you. If you do not have much huge skeleton, they will say no, this one cannot. If you want to indict this one, it will not hold water. Go and study the role that Soludo played during his tenure as a CBN governor. If you dig deep,
he was a criminal.
You will see that he is a criminal. And let me state it clear today. All Igbo, like let me say the 5 Igbo speaking states in Nigeria, every of us are Biafrans. Soludo played that smart game. Everybody fall for him. He won election. The most recent one is Alesoti. He played the same card. Everybody fall for him and he changed. And this change that they are changing, let me tell you people, it is not by their volition. If you become governor, apart from Rivers State, Lagos and Kaduna, the next state that generates highest IGR, internally generated revenue, is Anambra State. But when MBS state their data, Anambra will be down. I'm telling you with experience. I grew up in Anambra. You see this Aboro of a thing. After Lagos, which other state is Aboro on the rise? Is it not in Anambra State?
Anambra.
The money they are making. There's a man from Obosi. His name is his popular name is Governor. He listened to nobody. His league is Ato Eze. He listened to nobody. Make your inquiry. Governor, the sitting governor, as Soludo is now, Soludo, they bow to that man. Even though the Obi, the Eze of Obosi, he bows, the man bows, he used not to bow to that man. The money he has and power, he's operating on the cadre of These are the people they buy land, like from Akora Obosi to Opiweka. This man buys that route only from Akora. The money they're collecting from Akora to Opiweka, he buys it 600 million. This money will go into state government purse. Nobody will account for it. If they carry inside Morwa, you carry load, you pay. Morwa that apply from that road now that he bought from the state government. Morwa that moved from Opiweka Relief Market, that Opiweka Junction. If you get to what do they call it? You buy 3 tickets before you get to Akora. When I was still in Onisha, you buy ticket 500, 3 bus stop, 3 tickets. If you apply that Eziweka road, you will not cross to Ukebu Road. This man, that is how they compact a number, segment to segment, kilometer to kilometer. People are paying for it. All is going into the coffers of the state government. But because of this Biafra of 18, we are not checking them. And they are doing what they are doing. So whenever you get to that seat, see the money that is coming, the person will now start speaking from the other side of his mouth. These are the things that we that is fighting for Biafra, we decipher, teach our people, for our people to understand. Even anybody that comes tomorrow and starts saying that Simon Ekpa is a good guy, if you vote me, know that whenever that person gets to that place, they have inundated that person with the information. This is how you will go. When you go through this route, they will give you a chance to get there. When you get there, fall back to what we are doing. These are the things that I am advocating for. When we do these things, people will speak their mind. People with information, they will talk the information that when you check it, you verify that it is true. If all the people speaking for Biafra, they will come together, discover this smart card they are using on us, there won't be need for division. The other of our brother that is attacking Ngozi, if you go to their media space, they are discussing information like this, discussing things that matters. We will go forward. And these are the things that Nnamdi Kanu and Simon discovered that made them different. But they work with the people inside to get these men out. Had it been, I usually say, had it been that they did not take Simon out before the redeclaration, Simon is still with us talking. Soludo will not flaunt Operation Udogashi. Soludo will not be arresting DBS.
That's true.
And the things that Simon was doing then, preaching the gospel and carrying out the action, that is why the Senate was asking the Southeastern governors, what are you guys doing with security vote?
Mm-hmm.
But since they succeed in getting Simon out, have you heard Senate discuss anything about Biafra again?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard Senate discuss anything about Monday sit at home again? But people are complying more than even when Simon was around. But none of the Igbo politician is talking of Monday sit at home again. So my brothers and sisters, this is the reason why I was outbursting yesterday, that we should not base our energy on these charlatans. We should do more of this exposition. Let everybody that comes here, you see your platform, many people do not come here. It has even become something like ritual. Every day, me, Uncle Greg, and Uncle Christian, and our brother from Ghana. That's all. Does it mean we are the only one that knows what we are talking about Biafra? But it's because we do not like gossip. I don't think that Uncle Christian will devote his time to go and listen to where they are preaching Ngozi or Afulani men on the ground. He always go to where he will contribute his quota. So these are the things that we have to put more of our energy. digging their information. This is how Nnamdi made his broadcast. Dig all their information, what they said in the past, what they are saying now. Bring it forth. Bring it more to the world. At least if it gets to people, maybe someone that did not know more about Soludo. There are some people calling Soludo their governor now in Anambra, that if you ask them what was Soludo before now, they did not even know that Soludo was once our the CBN governor of Nigeria. But they are chanting today, we are behind you, we are on top of you. Or as a result of people, we are after what we eat. That is where Nigeria have confined every Igbo man.
Yeah.
Pursue money, pursue money, pursue money, pursue money, pursue money, pursue money, pursue money. If you reach nobody in Anambra that are listening to news, the only news they tune to is Sapientia FM. And that Sapientia FM is one program when they are talking about football. If you doubt what I'm saying, send somebody to go to Onitsha now. At least I left Onitsha 3 years ago. Send somebody to go there. All the radios FM, what you'll be hearing is about football, Arsenal, Chelsea. You cannot hear them listen to morning news. Ask anybody from Onitsha. And the little ones that are now diving into politics, when they get there, they discover, you will see your guy that is following you before last year, talking about Biafra. If any of his brother enters politics, call him. When you discover the money they are milking in Southeast, the Southeastern governors, the money they are making out of Nigerian posts, the person will tell you, forget about Biafra. They are making money. And because of Biafra issue, when anybody wants to talk to them, your fellow brother will come and tell you that you are Sabo, you are speaking with Soludo. That is why they are making it. It is up until when all of us gather together. And that gathering together is what Simon tried to do before they shift him. And why our leader always stay long in prison. Shebi Joe Ayaba, is like maybe they have released him or they are about to release him. See how Ambazonia are destroying the Cameroonian in their land. The reason why Nnamdi is still there was the mistake of DOS fighting Simon. The reason why Simon might stay longer in Finland more than we expect, we are speculating, is as a result of this disunity that we are facing today. But when you try to make them understand, they will call you Sabu, they will call you Ewu.
Thank you, my brother. They will not succeed. That is what they want, but they will not succeed.
God will not let them succeed. I know. We are becoming wiser day by day.
They bounce.
God will not let them succeed.
Let me play more of the video. Let's see if we can be able to round it up. And then we hit it from there.
Second, or the third point, is leadership failure in Igbo land. It raises fundamental questions if you read Chude's book on the collapse of failure of leadership in Igbo land and the search for the new one and whatever. It's in that light it agitates your mind when we talk about Igbo presidency. What does that actually mean? Is it to have somebody wearing a red cap in the villa or what? If all that we say, even within the states, a governor is first his village, his local government, then his senatorial zone, so that he can be Ocholozwa of his own local government or his village and so on and so forth, then let the others care. Is that the kind of leadership we are talking about Nigeria or in the new Biafra, as it were? And we have seen it, like I said, about people occupying offices and so on and so forth, and still nothing. So the question is, the same contradictions in Nigeria are also there within Igbo land. We cry of marginalization at the larger Nigeria, but there is also cries of marginalization within. There is the identity question within. There is the citizenship and indigenship question within. How many other Igbos live in Aba and in Abia, for example? But, I don't know, 2 years or 3 years ago, that was the indigenship thing. that all non-Abia citizens were sacked from but these people had lived there, worked there, paid their taxes there. They were counted as part of Abia in the census. You collect revenue, more revenue because of them. But then, no, you can't work in there. You are not an indigent. So while we are pointing one finger there, ladies and gentlemen, look closely. The other three are saying, let's get it here.
You see, in this very speech he made now, do you see that this idiot is doing exactly what he's preaching here? That is what he's doing now.
Yeah,
this
divide and rule.
Is the same thing he has introduced in Anambra State.
Divide and rule.
When something happens, you say it is only people from Ebonyi State, people from Enugu State that are creating problem and causing chaos. What does that mean? When you attribute crime to a particular section of people, what does that mean?
You demonize that section. You demonize them and make them look stupid before others.
This is exactly what this idiot is doing. But look at it here. On this very program, he's speaking against that. And trying to relate it to Biafra, that we are talking about Biafra, that this thing is in Nigeria and we still have it in Biafra. These are the idiots that are making sure they hold onto that same status quo from Nigeria. When you want to fight against it, they fight against you. Everything that this man is talking against here, you are going to hear him say more.
And so how can this new leadership emerge? And then of course the entry fee is very high. The fourth, the new Biafranism, and that is my last point. And let me say that Nigeria has wittingly or unwittingly dragged the Biafran issue from the periphery into the mainstream discussion. Nnamdi Kanu, in my view, threw a bait and Nigeria took it. Today, he is the most popular political prisoner and will end up either as a hero or a martyr.
You hear?
Nnamdi Kanu is the most... And this is why this idiot don't want Nnamdi Kanu to come out.
Exactly.
This is why this idiot will come and tell you that releasing Nnamdi Kanu cannot quell the situation in Biafra land.
Yeah. So they should hold him.
They should continue to hold him.
Yeah.
Because you know that Nnamdi Kanu is the most popular political prisoner.
Yeah.
If not even in South, in entire Nigeria.
Yeah.
And this is their fear.
The important, you see this thing you are doing, Grassroots, you see this topic, these are the vital issues that need to go around. It's unfortunate that, like Akanye, the way he earlier said it, these are the cocoa of the matter. Trust me, because, hey, most people, everybody ought to know that this Soludo is one of those people responsible for a continuous incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu, because he is a brilliant man. He has diagnosed everything and he knows what the solution is, and that is why they are holding Nnamdi Kanu trial on the 1st of March. Blah blah blah. It's all they are just stalling, just to stall and buy time and continue their rubbish. So that is the situation. This thing is very important. What people, this type of topic need to be taught.
Unwittingly drag the Biafran issue from the periphery.
Did you remember the last?
Please.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
They choose. Do you know that when Simon was preaching, Landi Yoruba Ladeg, he have a question Ladado. They defend the structure now. Simon of Maka Hagequenam, your former. The messages these guys were preaching to us was resonating with every indigenous tribe in Nigeria. The message in Oku speeches let resonate. Okay, they said that Ngozi used to pay Nigerian press to carry the news. Do you know that all these politicians send their people to come and spy us? When they come and see that we are just making noise, maybe they will ask them for update. They will come and tell them that you are calling Ngozi or Abifulani, you are calling this one They will go to for liar. Is that what making news? Is that what making headline?
But let me ask this question. Let me ask question. If Dr. Ngozi Arabuese pays the media to carry the issue of Biafra and bring it to the world, is it a crime?
Is it not for publicity's sake?
That is what I'm asking.
These people are not fighting for Biafra. They are not fighting for Biafra. They are not for freedom. They are not fighting for Biafra.
I swear, sense.
Let's continue to listen.
Let me say that Nigeria has wittingly or unwittingly dragged the Biafran issue from the periphery into the mainstream discussion. Nnamdi Kanu, in my view, threw a bait and Nigeria took it. Today, he is the most powerful prisoner and will end up either as a hero or a martyr. But to his credit, he forced Nigeria and the world I believe that keeping him there does not do Nigeria any good. I believe this young man should be released and released yesterday. I will not be surprised if he becomes a subject of the next political campaigns. Just like dealt with Awolowo, who was convicted and imprisoned.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said? That he will not be surprised if Nnamdi Kanu become the subject of the political campaign, which is exactly what he did. When he came in, he went and took pictures of Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah.
You saw some of them go to attend Nnamdi Kanu court. This was what they were doing that time. There is no politician in Nigeria that will speak without mentioning the name of Nnamdi Kanu in the southeast. Even this man built a billboard. He built a billboard in Anambra State, a very big one. He said free Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah. So in other words,
every single thing this idiot was saying, he played the game from.
In other words, he's indicting himself because everything he said, he used Nnamdi Kanu, and he's the same. Oh my goodness! All right.
He will indict himself more.
Gowon, charged with treason, or even Ojukwu himself was forgiven, and so on and so forth. I don't want to make any predictions, but I believe we need to solve this. Because according to Ofodile, this book, quote, he said, the lesson to be learned, if anyone cares to listen, is that the detention of Nnamdi Kanu, no matter for how long, will not stop the agitation of Biafra, end of quote. He further argues that the detention of Uwazurike between 2005 to 2007 helped to radicalize his followers. The same thing happened when the leader of Boko Haram was killed. His followers became more radicalized. Detention of Nnamdi Kanu, I never heard of him before this time, to be quite honest. Never heard of him. I didn't even know about the IPOP or whatever thing. Until this thing, and you now realize globally it's become an issue and it's become mainstream. Now, and again, quote, he says, this book argues that the idea of a customary government under the Supreme Council of Elders in accordance with customary law enjoys the support among a section of the Igbo, but it is the Biafra or death philosophy of Nnamdi Kanu that found resonance across the length and breadth of the Igbo nation. Therefore, there cannot be a resolution of the Biafran dilemma without a wholesome engagement of the Nnamdi Kanu Uche Mefo faction of IPOB. End of quote. That's what this was. So, if I were President Buhari, quite honestly, I would be very suspicious of anyone who advises me to ignore the Biafran issue.
And that is what you're going to do.
Anybody who says that is either ignorant, being mischievous, or quite patently doesn't mean well for the government itself. It probably wants the same government to repeat the mistakes of the past so that it will lead it down the drain. We must start learning in this country. So let's talk about Biafra. Where are the Igbo elite and the intelligentsia?
I want us to pay attention here. This very part is the most interesting of all this jargon. Pay attention how this man, every single thing that Soludo is going to say from here going forward are exactly what Soludo has done and is still doing as we speak. Pay attention to this very part. After this very part, I will pause it and we will discuss. Pay attention to this very part.
We must start learning in this country. So let's talk Biafra. Where are the Igbo elite and the intelligentsia in all of this, especially those in Nigeria? It seems, as this book points out, this is being driven mostly by the Igbo intelligentsia in diaspora, the new resurgence. The new ones within, there seems to be a division, 3 classes you can identify. The ones within the mainland, and I'm sure, and you discussed, they have a different point of view. Those in diaspora within Nigeria, so to speak, who are in Abuja and Lagos and so on and so forth, Kano, Kaduna, and so on. And an elder was asked about that, living in one of these northern states, about Biafra, and they asked him, what do you think about this Biafra? He said, what? In other words, they should keep it up, but you know I can no longer go now. You see all the things I have here, I cannot carry them on my head. So, there seems to be a sense of either denial, and on one part, or people who think, no, it won't be, because we can't just imagine it. And because of some discussion that, oh, okay, if this happens, you lose your property, you will lose that, and so on. Of course, that is untenable. I mean, I too was wrong on this, because if by any chance you have another state of Biafra, it will be the 16th state of ECOWAS. And that means you have free movement of goods and persons. But the fundamental question, the fundamental issue is that this debate is not happening. This whole thing is being driven almost in a haphazard manner. Last week, they called for, was that last week? Yeah, last week. They called for a sit at home. And even without anybody getting out or more in force and so on, I learned virtually Anambra and many other cities were completely shut down. It just tells you there is something going.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
He confessed here that without enforcement,
Yeah.
the entire place was shut down. This was before he became a governor. But today, the narrative is that people are enforcing sit at home.
Yeah.
That is the narrative when he became a governor.
But again, where is the elite in this? What is missing is structured debate and the apparent elite aloofness or complicity or hypocrisy. The elite is denial. For the politicians who think you can just, let's use them temporarily, let's use it of Biafra, it will be the same.
Please, I want you to pay attention here. What this man is saying.
16th state of ECOWAS. And that means you have free movement of goods and persons. But the fundamental question, the fundamental issue is that this debate is not happening. This whole thing is being driven almost in a haphazard manner. Last week, they called for, was that last week? Yeah, last week. They called for a sit at home. And even without anybody getting out or more in force and so on, I learned virtually Anambra and many other cities were completely shut down. It just tells you there is something going on. But again, where is the elite in this? What is missing is structured debate and the apparent elite aloofness or complicity or hypocrisy. The elite in denial. For the politicians who think you can just, let's use them temporarily.
For the politician who thinks that we can do anything. Let's just use them temporarily. Listen.
Really, let's use them. Just go on while we can then use that to negotiate for something here. I can tell you, you will create a monster that will consume you. When that inferno comes, both us, everybody else, and the kind of thing that happened in Biafra where any dissent was considered a saboteur. Okay? You might get to a point where you will be telling them, just go on while we can negotiate here, get something for ourselves in Abuja. I can tell you, these guys are no fools. At some point, they will look at you too and know that you're actually part of the problem. And so on and so forth. So, I say...
You see, Soludo just opened his mouth and he was warning his fellow criminal politicians that a time is going to come when you will tell them, go ahead and talk about Biafra, why you use them to negotiate for your own personal interest, for your own personal agenda. You want to negotiate, then he's continuing. That the time is going to come that Biafrans will not listen to such nonsense. They will take you as a saboteur. And you can't deceive them anymore. Whatever move you make, they understand it. This man was explaining to fellow politicians, telling them the danger of using Biafra to negotiate in Abuja. But
the same thing, he went ahead and started doing the same thing. So he spoke so well. Undoubtedly, Soludo spoke the truth, the reality. But the irony is that he went ahead and he started. It's like a template for him.
Everything he talked about is what he's doing today.
Yeah. So.
Go ahead,
that is
my brother Christian. Go ahead, and I think we will stop it here because of
okay. Okay, so I don't know if I just hit the nail, but this I've said even from the beginning. I have never, even up till now as we speak, I've never believed that these guys will go down quietly. I have never ever believed it, because for me, I always look at the end game. So and I will keep it short. That is that the likes of these Uzodema, the Soludos, and the rest of them, these politicians, these Biafran and Igbo politicians in particular, the governors in particular, I think they're going to have two options, maybe three, but mostly two options, because they're not going down quietly. And they are spending all the allocation, the monies they are getting, they are pumping it into making sure that they destabilize, they disorganize, create division among the people. And when you say, because I have no doubt, what happened to Mazen Kanu, which of course, I can't the British there, make no mistake about that, because I've also studied what happened to him, right? So down to our PM, Akahadikwa again, British, we are in collaboration, because this is not an individual thing. They are always, synergizing to because trust me, if it did not happen to Nankan, by now we're in a different place, singing a different song. It won't be easy. There will be, because the kingdom of God did not come easy. It didn't come easy. Now, but with our PM, it was another master stroke. They got him at the right time, right? So if that did not happen, like Akonyo Weteru earlier said, by now we'd be in a different place. But it's okay. It's okay. As they are working and planning, God is always ahead of them. I said it also in the past that with this new government, it's unfortunate that there are divisions. People are creating distraction, trying to blackmail just to make sure, to disturb the movement. But again, we are in a very different time frame. With Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, the way they saw that route that the British and the Zoo government and the Igbo politicians succeeded is not going to work necessarily with this new administration in America, because things are happening differently. But she just needs that support. 100% support by Biafrans. Stop creating division, trying to say this, because people are listening. So that is one. But ultimately, at the end of the day, these governors you see, the Soludos of this world, they have that life commitment. In other words, they've committed to help to work with the Fulanis to make Nigeria what they've earlier planned. that is to settle all Fulanis in the region. They've all buy into it. The Soludos of this world, they are working on that agenda. If you don't believe me, that's fine. But I can guarantee you that they are working on this Fulani agenda, Soludo, all of them. So, but like I said, it will come down to one thing. That is that some of them, when it's all said and done, they cannot, either they'll go on exile, some got called up. Trust me, some got called up. Or they will fight to the bitter end. Outside that, there's no any other way. But again, like I said earlier, the good thing is that there's this window of opportunity that every Biafran who genuinely wants freedom, we must utilize. We must seize that moment, because if it passes, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but God always have a way. He is God. But we must utilize, do everything on this time frame, because not even the British government can cajole the current American government to do to Ngozi Oronbese what they did to Simon Ekpa. It's not going to work. Trust me, it's not going to work. So that is the short thing. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. You made a very important point there, that in this era of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oronbese, with Trump in power, they cannot do what they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and what they did to our Prime Minister. In the United States, we believe it will not happen. By the special grace of God, it will not happen. Let's hear from my brother Greg. Go ahead and talk to us, Greg. Let's hear it.
Yeah, thank you again, my brothers. You know, if you watched my earlier statement, I followed the Anambra politics very well. And when Soludo came in power, he inaugurated this thing that will go and look into Biafra for our case, to know if we really want Biafra or not. So when Soludo was making this statement during that affordable book inauguration or whatever, that was, he was speaking what he believed. That was truth. It's just like Adama when he came back from Finland. You know, if God wants to use you to do something, he will not even know when you do it. It is not by her power. Another did Soludo doing this thing because he liked it. No. But that was the truth that God put in his mouth to speak in this time. Affordable was dedicating this book about Biafra. So all these things he was saying, he never knew that he will in power and start doing exactly the things he preached against. Exactly what Adama is doing today. So if God wants to use a person to do something, he will use that person. So when that person will deliver that message, and when he delivers that message, he will not even know when he goes back to the original person and start doing those things that he preached against. So that is what Soludo is doing today. Because had it been Soludo came into power, and he called all the Igbo elite and the politicians and said, "This is what I said during the time of inauguration of this affordable book. I want us to discuss no way forward, because this Nnamdi Kanu that have been arrested, you know, this when he made this thing was during the first arrest of Nnamdi Kanu in 2016 and 15.
Yes.
And now he came in power in 2021. When they arrested Nnamdi Kanu, he came into politics again for the first time as a governor, and he used the same Nnamdi Kanu and did his campaign, and he won. So if he were sincere enough, and remember all those things he said during the time of this inauguration of this book, he will call all the Igbo who is true and say, we must discuss Biafra. But Soludo did not do it. Instead, he went and had dialogue with the Fulanis and disbanded the Eastern Security Network that Nnamdi Kanu created. And then Simon Ekpa came in position and reorganized them to fight the terrorists that is killing our people. So Soludo did not say, no, we must discuss it and we must know, for we cannot continue letting our people die or not going to jail after jail. How will he start? And this one, when they went and picked him even without going through the normal process, and they brought him into Nigeria. We cannot keep quiet. It is our son. He is our son. Nnamdi is our son. Whatever, we must discuss Biafra to the federal level, and they call all the Igbo politicians, and they will stand against the injustice against Nnamdi. He did not do it. Or stand against the injustice of the Igbo people or the Biafrans. They did not do it. Or stand against the injustice against those that agitated for Biafra. Soludo did not do it. Instead, he said he went and created confusion in IPOB, and went to Chika, Edosiem, and China Sanworu, and bribed them and carry some of the ESN men and start fighting against the Eastern Security Network in collaboration with Hope Uzodimma. So that was what Soludo did. And that had caused a great confusion in Biafra land, especially in Igbo land today. So he is not honest. And all those things he spoke against that time, he did it, and he's still ready to continue. He still continue doing it to this very point. So what his plan now is how he will use Biafra as a second tenor. This it will not be possible for him. So the only campaign he will use again now is to how to quench it completely. That is what his campaign will be now. In agreement to be going again with the federal government to make sure that the first man either death or life to stop Biafra and jail Simon Ekpa and make sure that Biafra die. That is what Soludo will be coming in this present time to do. And when you look on what is happening in our people in this movement now, you should know where this so-called group is doing, because they were disappointed that Biafra was declared in that day. If Biafra was not declared on that 29th, and they succeeded in stopping it, Soludo would have won in this very thing. For them today, that's why I said, if Soludo was real, he wouldn't have allowed what do you call it? Bianco, no, because Bianco is a member of Apka Party. And from Anambra State, the wife of the so-called the first person that took Biafran people, citizens into Biafra, and millions of them died. And the wife came now when Biafrans are dying again, and they asked her to come out. If Soludo were reasonable, he would say the woman, you will not go, I will not support you. If the woman resists, you should come out and say it open. I will not support her to go in this present time. That's why I hate the one woman. This woman I normally cut head that is working with Soludo. The one that did release the what do you call it? This is gears. This is our gears. This is the time of Jonathan. That is working with Soludo now. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
Which one is that?
This woman normally cut her head. She always carry. Yes. So she is evil. She is an evil person. Yeah. For her working with Soludo, they say what?
I say yeah, I agree.
So if the woman is a really good person and a lover of Igbo and Biafra, or even if you don't love Biafra as a country, but if that woman is representing Igbo people, as she claimed, she will not allow Soludo to allow that woman to go on that very appointment.
She's a globalist.
Do not believe in Biafra. She was, because of the Igbos are dying. So that woman will say no. Release Nnamdi and discuss how to stop the death of my people dying every day. That is what that woman will stand on, and that is what this whatever you call her was supposed to do. But they know they allow her to go and put Simon Ekpa in jail, and they plan with all this to carry them to stop Biafra declaration. If Biafra was not declared, my brother, Soludo coming out in the November election, that would have been the death of anything called Biafra. So people don't understand. You see? So every day, no matter what Tungosa really do today, the Biafra is supposed to be grateful for her. I'm telling you. If it was not declared, and Soludo coming with this Fulanis to quench Biafra, anything called Biafra, Soludo would have succeeded in doing it, even single-handedly do it. I'm telling you the truth. But because Biafra was completely declared and they continue standing to today, that is where they failed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. You just made a very important point, and that is what we're saying. Everyone that is politically connected in Nigeria do not have Biafra at heart. Look at this as a question. Look at the other one, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. When they push the propaganda that Mazi Simon Ekpa said that she raised money, even when it is a lie that even a child know that this is a lie. Mazi Simon, she was so quick to come out and deny. She was so quick. But all this while, atrocities have been committed, even in her hometown. Herdsmen are taking innocent life on daily basis. How many times have you seen either her or this obvious person talking about the atrocities in Biafra land? They have all worked. These are the people that Nigeria made them what they are. Yeah. They don't care about you. Yeah. They don't care. How many times have they come and make a case for us? How many times? Come on to remove checkpoints, unnecessary checkpoints in Biafra land. None of them was able to make that move and remove checkpoints. It is sad.
They are globalists.
We have to focus on our own issues and face what we have to do. Before our brother Konyo comes in, let's allow our beloved sister Ojugo. Let's hear from you, our sister Ojugo. Let's hear from you. After you done, Konyo will now give us the speech.
Good morning, my brothers.
Good morning, my welcome.
I am so shocked with this. Not that I'm shocked, I won't use that word. All of my brothers have all spoken well, and I'm not saying anything different from what they've already said. But we're all saying the same thing. But I want to make a suggestion. If those on the space will also take this Soludo stuff for the space and analyze it and tear it into pieces to put shame on Soludo. Because like our brother spoke, I think this is the last brother that spoke, that Soludo, if it's coming for the second term, it's gonna come with a different strategy, either by killing or by force, because the Christians are not gonna vote for him. The Biafrans, he deceived Biafrans because the first tenor with taking picture with the Nnamdi Kanu, like he rightly said, they used it to promote themselves. So these guys, I think they've studied our people and know the weak points of our people, and they're taking advantage of it. But one thing they don't understand, they don't know is, you do it the first time, you might not come back again to do it the second time. The people will block it, like, oh, each and I will. But that's what he did. And everybody was like, Soludo will fight for Nnamdi Kanu. Soludo will fight for Nnamdi Kanu. In everybody. And that's why it was easy for him also to convince even the ESN. They were following, thinking that he's going to do wonders. But from his what he was saying, you could see that he using another aspect of this Biafra for his own benefit by using Nnamdi Kanu. But I'm happy also that from his mouth also said somebody that will even come with more fire to consume them. Either they run away, or they will be in exile, or something else. And that's where Simon Ekpa came in. You can imagine, you remember there was a time Soludo was saying something in the public and heard a sound. He nearly dropped dead when our prime minister was still out with us.
I remember it.
Yes. So you see the level of fear in them. Soludo don't come out like this to talk. Most of them, where did you see most of them inside the army camp or Abuja? Who are there? But I love what our DPM said, not Fulanis are not our problem, but who brought the Fulanis into our land
Yeah.
are our problem.
Yeah.
If we start dealing, just one person, got one person red-handed, trust me, the rest of the governors, all their colleagues, they start, that money that have been looting, they start looking for an exile
Yeah.
to go stay. And then our people will come back home. During that time, tell me how many of them come back home. Even if they do, they're coming back home in secret, not with Sarin anymore or military. So we put them to that point, and we want them to remain there. So I trusted DPM. She's smarter than them. She's been with them. She knows them. So anybody that's saying she's a good one or a Befulani or whatever, see, you cannot deal with Nigeria if you don't enter them inside. Nigeria is such a complicated, crooked place because nobody brain is straightforward. It's so everybody, even an average person, is planning how do I do crooked in order to benefit myself. That's what is in the mind of everybody. Average Nigerian there. Any chance, any opportunity, they take advantage of it. Come, whether good or bad. So it got to be in the Jack Nandakal wasn't there, or even through education. Too. When I read history, someone will tell you, I work with them, I know them, I studied them, I went to do international relations to know more. It got to be knowledgeable. You don't put color on your hair, or put artificial nails, and you think that that's how you're going to fight that country. No. You must be highly educated inside. You must be an insider so that you know how to manipulate your way. You know how to figure your way out to deal with these devilish people. So, Soludo, hold on. Your speech will come to reality. The people that will come with fire to consume you. There's a book I read. They said the beautiful ones are not yet born. So they took Simon Ekpa, and you see how you see the level that they went to be able to get. They had to go brought what's it called it, Ojukwu wife or Ojukwu Bianco, no, because she's not worthy to be called Ojukwu.
Exactly.
They don't have the same ideology.
Yeah.
So Bianco, no, they had to go to that level to see how strong our prime minister dealt with them. They had to go to that. So they had to use international means.
Yeah.
To do that, to tell you that that guy called Simon Ekpa. Oh my God, I don't know. That guy, you see the money range now, it's coming down. But when he was there, it was 1,008, 2,000 per naira for $1 for a naira. But you can see it's now like 1,005.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Yes. After they took him, because I always look at my, you got to help your family. So if you're in abroad, you got to make sure your families are okay back there, So I always look at my descent to see what the exchange rate. As soon as they took Simon, the exchange rate of dollar started dropping. I'm like, wow, is that how much this guy worth?
Oh my
God! Oh my God! So that's why with DPM, I'm not worried. She knows where to come in. She's been there. Exactly. She's taking her time. She's trying to using her strategy with the strategy of our prime minister. to deal with these people. Let them relax. Let them talk. Let them start packing their things gradually because they will run. One person, and then you see all of them took to their hill to Abuja. So that our people will come down and stay in those mansions they build in the village that they are not living. Our people need to come back. We all need to come back and start living in those mansions they build with our money. So please, those in the space, this is a nice topic to bring out Soludo, fair cha on the space.
Yeah.
So that only why in France, I think they are all the same thing. After vomiting, they lick it up.
Yeah.
Look at him talking about Biafra. And now he's against Biafra. So he's using the negative, because if you watch his speech, it will go positive, and then he will, with idea as an educated person, you see the negative part of it.
Exactly.
Where it can be used by the politician positively, because he said either the politician come down to say it around it or this. So he's just telling you the positivity of it and the good and bad of it. So now he knows where the area to use.
Yes, he knows.
In order to promote his own political system. But Soludo, wherever you are, we are not fools. We are as educated as yourself, even more educated than you. I'm just going to tell you, go market. There are so many of us that are so smart and highly educated like yourself.
Absolutely.
So those words you pronounce before the people is going to haunt you. And it will haunt you. Let them take it to space also. And if more people can, so that the whole YouTube, Soludo picture and his word will just be right there in front of him, haunting him.
Yeah.
Thank you, my brothers.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr. Ojibo. Thank you for that amazing contribution. We appreciate you. Thank you once again, Biafrans. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Akonye Wetin, are you there? Go ahead and talk to us. Akonye Wetin.
Thank you. I see, Uncle Jukes.
Yeah.
Me, I will digress. Yesterday, I was telling you guys that we should shun discussing about those charlatans. Do you know what that will happen? If you get a bucket or a gallon, jerrycan to a tap, and on the tap to fill the jerrycan, when the water gets to the brim, it will overflow. If we should engage our energy on this kind of exposition, like I made mention of yesterday, should it be that we want to talk about Ishiamaka Ajere, that we should go into the archive, dig up all his information, and put the facts on the space, not by speculating. That is the type of exposition or a type of saga that I would want us to do. Now, we should not care for those that are of double face, that don't know where they are standing. If we let them stop discussing about them and let them now move down, both the armies on ground, the undecided people, to now move to Ogekere, even if it will affect the government that people of questionable character are no longer donating. I'm saying it, not I'm advice, I'm saying my own opinion. When the water gets to the brim, it will overflow. When they now succeed in packing those guys to come and contribute money to them, remember that their Bible God said, when the foundation is not right, I don't know how we put it, but if you build on false foundation, it is bound to collapse. Now, when they succeed in getting those money, succeed in cowing everybody to themselves, as in those that they can manipulate. The water will get to the brim. Those they manipulate will ask them, what are you doing? The infight will start. And the mistake that Simon made was the same mistake that we are like trying to make again. That when you now spit and go back to lick it again, we will now recruit you and give you back position. No! If we are to salvage these people, anybody that comes back, we welcome you good and fine. You're a Biafran. But to come near seat of governance again, no, no, no. Even if you come and be dormant, you don't want to contribute money. By then, all your ego is being beaten down. There's nothing you can say again that anybody will trust you.
Mazi choose. Oh, even trouble you can with her briefly. Mabu no kucha. I don't know.
If you don't want to put money in the effort, just
Akonye, we can't hear you. Akonye, your network, we can't hear you. Check your network. We cannot hear you anymore. Akonye, check your network, or maybe you just go out and come in again. We can't hear again. Okay, but Christian, ask him the question. Maybe he will hear it so that when he's talking, he will add it.
Okay. Okay. So what I wanted to ask him as Onion on the ground, because this your avenue, this your channel, this is the real deal. I'm telling you, I'm not saying it to kind of raise your whatever. Oh, you okay? I speak from my heart. I speak purely from my heart. So what I wanted to ask him is, because there's what is called grassroots evangelism. Because at the end of the day, sometimes I watch these guys. He didn't go opportunity to see them. People like Okokon them, they are on the street, right? They evangelize on the street. Most of them, mostly, I think they are based in Lagos. Okokon them, Raphael, and Christian, and so lots of them. Now they are closer to the grassroots. So I don't know, are they conversant with this channel? This your channel is the Biafran government source of information, genuine source, the real source of information. If they are conversant with it, if they tune into it, so that as we make our contributions, ideally, and other people are contributing, so they are also enriching themselves and seeing the real picture of what is going on, what the government is doing, then they can also be, spreading the evangelism to others, because it's heart and mind. It's that heart of mind. That is why you see like Vam them, they come up, they cook up fake stories, fabricated stories, just to believing that they can convince people. Maybe they are convincing some people, the ones who don't understand for whatever reason. So at the end of the day, it's about winning the hearts and mind of the people. So and again, when I listen to these guys, like these guys in Lagos that I've just mentioned, they are very smart. Trust me, in their own right, they are smart. They're able to dissect issues. So, and some of them, when they talk, I can see their position there. They're able to receive the information, the right information, and so that's why I just try to ask Akonye, somebody who is there on the ground, do they tune into this channel, this government channel, to get some information from the right source? So I don't know, but that is my position.
My brother, let me help you on that. I think that you said is, excuse me. I think that you said is very important, because I used to watch the other guy, I don't know his name, the slim one, that is, I think, Lagos. The slim, yes. The slim one that's kind of, I don't know if he's Nigeria, I don't know their age due to, looking at people, they are looking old. It looks like it's in the middle age. When the prime minister was there, oh my God. The man goes to where the newspaper, you know how they do that newspaper thing?
Newspaper stand. Yeah.
So the man will go there and blast everybody. Tinubu, it doesn't matter. But when this system, our system changed, I saw him falling on the side of Okekere. And I think it's based on the information they are gathered. Because
Exactly. Maybe it's
that's why I stopped watching him when I saw his narratives. So I stopped. Normally, I like to watch him because the way he analyzes very smart, good English, the way he analyzes things going on. So, and there is another one, the other black guy, I don't know if that one is Lagos or somewhere in River Delta side, the one that has body, also that says that. But that one I don't listen that much. I listen much to the one at Lagos. So I don't know how he gets his information, but during the prime minister, he does. And I think it comes to space or something, because when he's talking, he's saying it, what is narrating and saying in detail whatever the prime minister was saying to the people. And people were listening. So
have you come across the one with beers? The beers, Raphael.
That's the one with beers is the one that I'm saying, the black one. I don't know where that one is. I don't know if that one is in Delta or somewhere.
It's in Lagos.
Both of them are in Lagos. They're all in Lagos. Yeah. So what happened was, during the time of our PM, when our PM, they normally listen to both the Yoruba side of it and this our Igbo guys side of it. They normally listen to our PM. So when the PM get problem, because our PM was always with the Akbarawa and what do you call him, Raphael Ajere, Vam. So when they started giving those fake informations, many of them started picking it, thinking that they were the right side.
Exactly.
So some of them are still in that side. Especially there's one of them that they called, forgot his name.
Chigozie
is still with the Akbarawa.
Yes.
Okongondem is, I can't say exactly where Okongondem is now, because there was a time he was against the Dr. Ngozi Araways and later came and apologized. So
that is what I'm trying to prove to you people. People leave these guys now. Foundation that start with lie. Because me and you that is on this platform, Ngozi did not preach to us. We analyze things with our brain.
Exactly.
When they now move on with this lie, they will get to a point, they will see that they are making mess of themselves. They will turn back. But we want to start dragging it with them. I'm not saying that what we are doing is not right. Okay, since they take our prime minister, tell me, pontificate to me one of the messages that Akbarawa, Vam, and their rest have preached. Tell me one point that they've raised. Are we not the one making points? To the men on ground, all the charlatans among the men on ground, God will fish them out. This gentle that they are brandishing today, had it been that Simon did not collect gentle, what are they calling him? They would have killed him. It's because Simon recollect him, give him a base. That is why he is ranting today. So when we leave them now, they will rant maybe 1 month, 2 months, they will come down. And that are left government. Did Ada still have message? But I don't have message when he was still with the government. I know what I'm saying. When we leave these people now and deal with issue, our issue will stand the test of time. They will only run for the time. We lay people and get those people messed up. Those people will now fall back. Then we stand. That is what Simon did. I know what I'm saying. All this back and forth that we are dealing with them. If you go on space, they will say they are giving us topic. If we come, we say we are giving them topic, and we are going nowhere.
I feel like you see this guy, the Vam and the Akbarawa and the Ogenkere. Trust me, they are committed. to one thing alone, and that is to the destruction of the government led by Ngozi. But trust me, that is what they are not interested in any other thing. They are not interested in talking about the Nigerian situation that was so they are just committed to, because they know they don't. Sorry?
To destroy the government. That's what they are committed to.
Yeah, that's what they are committed to, because they understand that if you have the people, when you got the people, you got everything. Because you cannot underestimate the importance of grassroots people. In every politics is local. Every politics is local. So they understand it. That is why every time they come up with fabricated lies that they cannot prove absolutely, but they don't care. They just throw it there. Some will catch it, some will not. But that is the name of the game. So it's important. You cannot overlook debunking it, because if you don't, you pay a price. You can see. So that's why I wanted to know, you who is there, how these guys, are they following this channel? Because like I said, this channel is
following the channel. That is why they've not been following. And see, they make their own messages in beats.
But something can be done, my dear brother.
They cut their message in beats.
Listen.
Look at what I'm saying now. If they now succeed in dragging people to themselves, unquote, that speculation that they are working for government. Now, if they succeed in dragging those people, the reality that they collect money from the politician to work, are you telling me that they now go against those people they collect money from?
No, but
that is where the foundation will scatter.
Yeah,
and they will end up killing those people that are even our problem. So people must die in this fight. If we are not running away from them, people can and then
remember, our government is not working yet. Once they start seeing more action from this government,
that is what I'm saying.
Will start to turn around again.
But that is true, though. That is true.
Remember that also. Why is it like this? Is because people are not seeing action. People believe in action.
Exactly.
So if you watch when Simon was preaching, Simon had
there was action. There was action.
And convince people. He had that opportunity. But this is government. DPM started with government, and you don't expect government to run contrary to government system.
Yeah, that is true.
Where the media comes in. And remember, our people believe, seeing is believing. So what action starts happening now? Do you know that when someone started saying, taking action, and then the military started working, doing this and doing that, he got more people. He got more interested. The governors, start shaking. You see, our people started tuning in more and more and more. And that's why when you stand, you see on its face up to 10,000 watching.
Yeah.
So action. Even some people, after waiting for PM, when you say Obinze will fall, people were like waiting for that Obinze to fall. And then Obinze didn't fall. People are like, are you sure this guy is not, saying something different or doing something different?
Let me just contribute a little bit.
It's believing.
Yes, my sister. Sin is just 1 minute. God bless you. Sin is a believing. That's 100%. But I want people to understand what these people want to achieve. This Vam and the Ogenkera and the, what do you call them? Akbarawa. Their goal in this moment, the goal for Akbarawa, Ogenkera, Vam, Adada Ramba, and the so-called the Mother Remigius, their message in this particular moment now is not the grassroots people, the people in the homeland. Their message now is to make sure they destroy this government by polluting the mind of the people who are living abroad that is contributing this money.
Yeah.
So they want to paralyze this fundraising. Because once you paralyze fundraising and the ministers are not getting money, they say excuse. Because it was money that make Gentle to pump up. So their aim is to make sure that fundraising is dead. So if you are in abroad and they are not coming to say you put €1 or €2, then you are giving power to Ogenkere. That's 100%. And that's what they want to grab. And once they grab it, and they have control of the men on the ground 100% as they want, and they now have control of the finance here, then what they want to achieve for Biafra will manifest. From there, you will know where they're driving to. They are not fighting for Biafra. Their plan was this plan with Soludo to end Biafra by all means, but they declared Biafra. So the only thing now they can use to fight it is the financing. Once you cripple the finance, you cripple the military. And once you cripple the military, then you will not have anything to talk about Biafra again. So that is why we must stand on our feet, no matter how, no matter little, to continue coming like tomorrow it is. You come out there, the people who have pledged, who have not redeemed their pledge, they go and do it, so that the government will have something in the hand to support the military. The military is any person that gives them something to fight, that is the person they will be supporting. You have to make it categorically clear for people to understand. So if they're not getting anything, any person who says, yes, we are in charge of finance and we'll give it to you, we will pay our order, that is where the military will dance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. You have just made a very important point there, and everybody have just spoken very well. But I want us to know one thing. When I started this program, there was a question I asked. How do people really know why they are supporting what they are supporting today? Do we Biafrans really know why we are supporting? Whether you are in A camp or B camp, or do you really know why you are there? From every indication, so many of us do not know why we, even some of us that are talking about the United States of Biafra, we don't know why we are there. And some of us are where we are because of the wrong reason. Some are there because of Dr. Ngozi Oraweze. Some are there because he's their townsperson. Some are supporting Brigi because it is their brother, their sister, their uncle, their townsman. Have every one of us sat down and know why you are where you are? Have a reason why you are. There is freedom of association. You can be anywhere you want to be, but have a reason why you are doing that and be responsible for that very reason you have taken. Let it be your decision why you are where you are. For everyone that is watching this program today, more deception is going to come. That is why most time when I talk here, I say, let us focus on building institutions, not individuals. That is the mistake we have always made. Every time our people were very good in building strong men and women, at the end of the day, they become so powerful that we cannot even speak to them. More things are, you think you just saw gentle. More things are going, just wait. In a very near future, you are going to see much more attacks. Just like my brother was saying, in terms of destroying the fundraising and the contribution, the source of income of the government. And I want people to understand that Mazi Simon Ekpa fought exactly the same war that Dr. Ngozi is fighting today. Exactly the same. But the difference is that Mazi Simon Ekpa is a man. He is a military man. He fought it differently. And he was able to conquer. And today, our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi is a woman, is a female, a civilian. And she's going to fight it in a civilian way. And she's already doing it. Even with Mazi Simon Ekpa's experience as a military man,
he was tough.
It took him almost a year before he was able to get things in hold. The same way you are seeing this blackmail of the men on the ground, that was exactly what the DOS did. Some of us that are talking today don't know the battle that Mazi Simon Ekpa fought. These people that are coming to bring their chest out today, if you know what Mazi Simon Ekpa passed through before he was able to get them out and position them. Even at that time, the same way they are attacking Dr. Ngozi, do this, do that, why are you not doing it? Well, that was what was said then. in most of the broadcasts, there was one live broadcast that was made. One of the major things that brought a problem between what is she called? That lady. What is she called?
Nelly.
Nelly.
Ofuebu.
And someone was that Nelly and co with Nsima and all of them. They were telling Mazi Simon Ekpa to go against fight Karawhite lawyer.
Yeah.
They told him to take the Karawhite lawyer out immediately. And Mazi Simon Ekpa said, it is not time. Do not fight him now. It is not time. And people misunderstood him. They say he's supporting Karawhite. That Karawhite is the wife. He said, no, don't go there. And the same way, even it started from Nelly. When the case of Nelly came, Nelly was talking about Idu. Mazi Simon Ekpa on program. He said, if you don't want to listen to Idu, in my platform, it is Biafra and nothing else.
Yeah.
Anybody that is talking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, under any disguise, it doesn't matter. Allow the person to go ahead and talk. If you know where you will sit and listen, go there and listen. People misunderstood it. They fought Mazi Simon Ekpa. Why didn't you take Nelly out? Why did they? Mazi Simon will tell them, it is not yet time. Because that very time, Mazi Simon Ekpa has not gotten the whole of the Biafran people and the government as at then. More especially security. As this time we are talking about, the security of Biafra is almost in the hand of Karawhite lawyer.
Yeah, scattered.
Karawhite lawyer was in charge. Most of the commanders,
it
was the Karawhite lawyer that took their life. The ones he invited and set up. Some of them, he took their head. They cut the head off and gave to him. Mazi Simon Ekpa made the broadcast. How they brought the head of some of the commanders to him and what is it, Motherbook. That was when Mazi Simon Ekpa was struggling to make sure he gets these people out from this room because they were still having access to the defense. It took a very long time, more than a year. And those who did not understand Mazi Simon Ekpa then, they were fighting Mazi Simon Ekpa. Some of them said, many of them said, many people that called him a saboteur was then. It was then. It is not that Mazi Simon Ekpa was not seeing the other side of Nelly. It is not that he was not seeing the other side of Karawhite. He saw it, but he was taking his time to get hold of the important assets of the government before ever he can make the move. Those who didn't understand him misunderstood him, and they were running helter-skelter and shouting and talking from all sides of their mouth. But when the time came, every single one of them, both Nelly and the Karawhite lawyer, they were all gone. And then Mazi Simon had already gotten the security, more especially. He has been able to get some of them and put them where they're supposed to be, and was able to position it the way it will be. We are still in the same area now. A lot of damage has been done in the security on the ground. From the moment Mazi Simon Ekpa went out of the picture, the enemy knows very well how connected Biafrans are emotionally to the men on the ground.
Yeah.
They went to that direction. Use the ones they will use and speak. And the most disturbing thing is that many of us Biafrans are not paying attention. They're not even watching programs. They're not even following up. Today, you see people attacking the Tongusi of this and that. But they have forgotten that these same people you want to support, they were on Twitter. They created a Twitter space where they told you a commander was Igwe Buduzo. They have been propagating Ross this, Ross that, Ross that. They use Ross. That was the starting point where they used to enter, and later they brought the one they called Holy Ghost. All these people were all spilling lies, propaganda, which even Gentle himself confirmed that all they were pushing were propaganda and lies. But today, that same man who came to confess that those people were pushing lies, the people that created this confusion where we are today, the people that caused the confusion, Gentle agreed that they were the one that created, but today, that Gentle is still fighting against the same government who these people preached against. Dr. Ngozi Reveze has never ever one day spoken any lie, preached against the men on the ground, or talked against them. It has always been, for the first time, she was always trying to reach out to them, to bring them close. Up to this moment as we speak, the defense is still fighting hard to bring them close and give them what they need. but that propaganda continues. Just like we are talking about our people in Nigeria, those who are speaking in Lagos and whatever. Do you know their problem? Most of them don't even listen to our program. They don't follow the government platform, platform of the government. They don't follow it. They don't follow the Tongozi platform. They don't follow the Secretary of Information platform. They don't follow it. They follow content creators and blackmailers. That is what they follow. And they go along with it. That is why even after you answer a question, even when Dr. Ngozi Oraboze answers a question on Twitter, on her platform, and we share it, they will still come and begin to ask you questions on that same issue, that have just been trashed. And sometimes it's very annoying. It's got to the extent that some of them who are in our WhatsApp group, you see somebody that, just as we are in program now, maybe after this program now, when I go back, you see people writing me again, asking the same question. All this is we discuss now. Somebody will come and begin to ask some question on this thing that we discuss. They wouldn't come to listen to the program, not even take a second. I know that they don't have the privilege we have. But even if it takes you days to watch at least 10 minutes or 30 minutes or how many minutes to know what is happening, or the headlines to know what is happening, they won't do that. They capture one particular topic and they run with it. And there's nothing you will tell them that they agree. And this has become a very big problem. That is why I ask. The most important is know why you are doing what we are doing. Apply your common sense. Only common sense can tell you that the only government that we have today is the United States of Biafra. That is what Marxist America put in place. The US of Biafra. The same thing is what everyone gathered in Finland to inaugurate and support. And today somebody said he's no longer there, he's going backward. And you are contemplating that maybe that person is right. I don't know why you should ever contemplate that maybe that person is right. How can that person ever be right? The same people who are based in propaganda and blackmail, their blackmails and propaganda are in the public. They created security outfit by themselves online called Ross. They used him for many months. They pushed out many blackmailers in uniform. Used them for so many months. And today, they still come back and they're still... It's all about money. But it is sad that some of us, it is only where they can get the money, that is where they focus. And that is the problem we're having in defense today. Our defense cannot even stand on one direction. This is why it is important that we throw all our weight behind the government. Let the government create a defense that will be obedient to the Biafran people. Their obedience is not to Dr. Ngozi Oraboze. Dr. Oraboze is just there speaking our voice as Biafrans. If you refuse to obey her, you have disobeyed the Biafran people. We must take away this power from individuals and put it in the institution. Until we do that, we will not make headway. We will not. Because this propaganda, you see, a new one is going to happen. The one that will shock you will happen very soon. You see, defense should never finish you. Some people from the government will still go out and begin to fight. The only people that will stand are the people that know why they are where they are. If you know that you are standing on this United States of Biafra government because it is the right thing, because it is the structure laid down by from Marxist Nnamdi Kanu up to Marxist American and Dr. Ngozi Oraboze, if you have that in mind, regardless who is there, whether male, female, tall, short, poor, rich, you will support that structure until we get that destination. And I hope we will understand this and do the needful. We have spent 4 hours on this program, and I think we have to be rounded up. Now, let's take our closing remark, 2 minutes of closing remark, and end the program. I think let's start from our sister Ojugo. Let's have 2 minutes of closing remark as we round up the program.
Okay. Thank you for the second opportunity to talk. I think we've said it all. We've said it all, and onye ọbụla kwuru okwu, it's making a big sense, na ihe ọ na-ekwu. By taking it to the grassroots, if somebody, but anywhere something, I think it's okay EJ with the history of these hooligans. I'll put them like that, and tear it into pieces. But I don't think it's what all the media team will, be doing. If there's a way they can divide themselves, so that we'll brush them to pieces and let them go. And then still stick, I'm just suggesting, because every idea is how do we do it? How do we get to grassroots? And we know that most of the, when we're on the media, will last like 4 hours, 3 hours. Trust me, our people are all looking for money to eat rather than data, So, and we remember that Akbarawa and Raf has been in this Biafra thing for a long time. And they know how to go about it. They know how to deceive people. And Akbarawa, being the information minister before, know how to cut and join, So we have to look, that's why I said all these are very important, however we can make it to reach the grassroots is supported. But also I believe that seeing is believing. It's gonna do tremendous work. Trust me, let's put it down, we'll say that it's gonna happen. Seeing is believing. A lot of us are Thomas. You can imagine, like during fundraising, I live in Texas. During the time of Prime Minister, you can see the list of fundraising from Texas. It's one of the biggest places for fundraising. But now, during our fundraising, you see 5 or 6. And then on the other side, the other people, you see 1 or 2. So where are the rest of the numbers? So people are still, a lot of people are just on the fence right now, watching, thinking, where do we go from here? Like, because a lot contributed during Nnamdi Kanu. And then, boom, a lot contributed now during Simon. Now, so what, and if government is not taking action on these people that are having Biafra, things, what belongs to Biafra, and there is no legal action against them. These are things that are not motivating people, that are making people to lose that faith. So I'm not in a I'm just having that patience, knowing that it will be better. And trust me, DPM is doing wonders. Remember, Prime Minister has military background for that toughness.
Exactly.
So DPM is a civilian and is this tough. You could imagine if he has that military background, but her toughness being that he's been a political person, so, which is good. So she's there. She's there. There are levels of understanding of human. So the high level ones pick it up immediately. Some, it takes time for them to pick it up, So we'll pray that we got there. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, my sister. You have spoken well. You made a very important point, and I hope the Biafrans are noted. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. My brother Greg, go on, give us your closing remark, Greg.
Yeah, thank you so much. And my greetings to my fellow Biafrans again. I think which other strong message, the only strong message this afternoon again before we close is let every Biafrans gather themselves. Please come out and support the way you can. Never allow the fire that they have put in your hand to quench. Don't allow them to quench the fire. Their target is no other thing but to stop the fundraising, to destabilize the military, and then the Biafra will finish. and that is their game. So if we allow them to destroy the fundraising and stabilize the military, then Biafra is in. So my courage is, I'm encouraging Biafrans to please never allow the fire that is in your hand to quench. Never go back to something that you vomited. Never go back to the things that the stage you have passed. We cannot go back to elementary one when we're almost in the university, trying to graduate. So we have done our exams, passed the WAEC in the university. It's time for us to graduate. And any person trying to tell you to go back again and start looking for WAEC again, that person is deceiving you. These are the people who failed because their target was not to destroy, not to declare Biafra, so that they were targeting Soludo to come on the November to make sure he destroyed. But God, so kind that he failed before he arrived. So that is the message. So the message is, let every Biafrans never listen and make sure that the ball is kicked on and the battle is succeeded. So that is my message. I encourage everybody to do the needful. Wake your brother, your sister who is closer to you, tell him the needful, and any group, any forum where you are, give them the message that let nobody sleep, because this is the center of the battle. If we win this battle, any other thing is just open couple. Thank you, and God bless Biafrans.
Thank you so much, my brother Greg. I appreciate you for your amazing support on the program today. And I welcome my brother Christian. Give us your closing remark for Christian.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, bro. Chooks. And I thank every Biafran that has made their contribution today. So we have to keep pushing it. I feel like, in a battle like this, it's like you wage the battle, you wage the war in every angle. No stone will be left unturned. That's how usually you're able to, go through it. So, because for Dr. Ngozi Arabeze and the government that she leads now, to kind of separate herself and the government from these riffraffs, from these impostors, is going to require visible, just like this sister Ego, whatever, I can't remember now. So some visible events, like some months ago when she granted an interview to one Spencer, if you remember that, Brachus, right?
Yes.
I tell you, the impact of that interview, you can't even begin to imagine the impact of that interview. Now, I understand that maybe she has her regular job, like you said, the hospital, stuff like that. So that sometimes can, get in the way. But again, it's unfortunate because anything that is worth doing well. Like our PM, unfortunate also because when our PM finally decide to dedicate 100% of his time, that was when something happened. You remember that too, right? So, yeah. So, but if she can find a time, or if she can maneuver her way to be able to push a little bit more, which I always emphasize, programs like that, interviews, Biafrans should be seeing it, because none of these guys, none of them, absolutely not Adirama, not Ogunkere, nobody has what it takes to do that. Go on any international forum and talk about Biafra, and it goes viral and stuff like that, and continue to push. Either as the leader of the movement now, you continue to, one way or the other, how to get to the main power that be, this current US, and even if it's through the surrogate or whatever, push through. It goes a long way to separate yourself from these impostors, these criminals who are looking for personal interest. you know, because they've seen it as if we're in charge, then we'll be able to control everything, including the finance and this and that. That is very unfortunate. It doesn't have to be about that. It's supposed to be, it ought to be about the eventual freedom, total freedom and consolidation back home. Because it's a nation now, it's been declared, but there is need to consolidate. So that is the short this thing I will say. But Choose, on a personal this thing, because the link, if you, the last time you sent me a link, though the house where I am now, I don't have, because I'm at work now, so, but at home, I don't have internet connection. That is unfortunate because I tried to sort it, but I don't live here permanently. My family's lived in the Netherlands, so I'm just struggling a little bit here, but each time I'm at work, I'm able to connect through. And was it today you said that there's going to be something going on, question and answer or something?
Is tomorrow there will be State of the Union address by the Deputy Prime Minister. Tomorrow, 15th.
Okay, I will be here. So yeah, I'll be here till about UK time. That would be like 6 something. So if I'm here, if you always send out the links, one can just come in through the link, like if you can please. So and yeah, so that is the little I have to say for now. Everybody spoke well. I feel like yeah, it's not a one-way streak. Every avenue.
My brother, I think the link is already on the Twitter. So if you go to Twitter now, you can see it there. Thank you.
All right. So yeah. So that is all I have to say. That we've all made our suggestions, and this grassroots is very important, and the contributions are also unbelievably important. You know, yeah, it's kind of complex situation now, but over time, I believe that it will be okay. Things will be fine. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for that amazing contribution. Where is Akonye Wetere? He's gone again. Akonye Wetere, I don't know what is happening to you today, going out and in. Akonye Wetere, you're not there. If you're there, send your request again so you can have your last speech before we go. And before we wait for him, don't forget that the United States of Biafra still have some programs. One of the important information is that the United States of Biafra government is not making any physical recruitment. No physical recruitment as we speak. Email address have been sent for people that want to join the Liberation Army to send their email and join. Many people have sent in the application to the email, but no one has been interviewed up till now. No one has been recruited, let alone saying that anybody was sent somewhere and he got killed. But these people have continued to push this lie and propaganda out there. They use the activities of the government to blackmail the government and speak lies that doesn't hold water. The government is not doing any physical recruitment anywhere on the planet Earth. People that have applied online, and no interview has been granted yet. No recruitment has been done yet. Let alone saying that somebody gets somewhere and lost his life. Everyone should mind what you believe or what you face. The United States of Biafra government is operating with the available resources they have. The decentralized forces of Biafra in various places where they are still functioning and doing what they have to do. The additional forces of recruitment that has been announced has not been done. People have applied, but the process takes time. And the government is still looking at it. Whenever the number is gotten, the interview will start. After interview, recruitment. And when the recruitment starts, the government will announce it and you will. Don't listen to propaganda and blackmail of the criminals out there. Government of United States of Biafra also is preparing for the inauguration of Biafra mission in Washington, D.C., which is going to take place on 30th of May. 30th of May, it is titled Memorial Day Peace Summit. Memorial Day Peace Summit. inauguration of the Biafra mission, Washington, D.C. on the 30th. The flyers are out, invitations and tickets are out. Apply for the ticket, you get your ticket, and you will be there. Continue to follow instructions, and I bet you will never fall victim of the propaganda and blackmail of the enemies. They will try, but they will fail. Don't forget, tomorrow being 15th, is the State of the Nation address by the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orongozi. It is going to happen by 5 p.m. United States of Biafra time. All the platform of the United States of Biafra government is going to key in. Make sure you watch it live. Don't say you are not told. Don't come and begin to ask unnecessary questions that will be answered. A lot of things are going to be exposed on that State of the Union address. Please, make sure you are present on the State of the Nation address. Join the Deputy Prime Minister, so COS, as she addresses Biafra on the State of the Nation, March 15th, being tomorrow, 5 p.m. United States of Biafra time. I appreciate everyone that has participated on this program today. I say, may Chukwu Okikabia continue to guide, protect, and secure every one of us. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orongozi. May Chukwu guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu guide and protect our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu guide and protect all the Liberation Army, wherever they may be. No weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. Thank you for being part of this program, and we'll see you again tomorrow by the grace of God. Thank you so much, and stay safe.
You know, to deal with these people.
Appreciate everyone that have participated.
Papa gisi ekene logi Philip Efyong. Abuzikwa nwoke kwuloku wee kwusi okwu si na Biafra ya ekunye. Na ya bụ Biafra ya tolugo wenata. Mana bụrụ na ya bụ Biafra ekunyigo. N'ọkụ ọgụli nwata n'aka na na-ele. Papa gisi ekene logi onye ndu Maazị Nnamdi